Twin Peaks series finale recap. Back to Black. It ended with a scream and a million questions, only one of which really matters: how could it have ended any other way? The two-part finale of Twin Peaks' long-awaited third-season reboot revival return marks the conclusion of the most elaborate bait-and-switch in television history. For 18 episodes, co-creators David Lynch and Mark Frost deftly played on a quarter-century of audience hopes, fears and great expectations created by the show's two original seasons, a prequel film and a host of fake dossiers and diaries. We wanted to see lost loves reunited, losers redeemed, villains vanquished. We wanted a reckoning with the dark forces of the Black Lodge, demons and doppelgangers, and the apparent prime mover of it all, oddly named Judy. Audrey Horne must be sprung from her purgatorial limbo. The good Dale Cooper must defeat his shadow self. Laura Palmer should have peace at last. And for a while, at least, it seemed that's where we were headed. The bulk of the first hour is a crackerjack supernatural thriller in the vein of the original finale that trapped Coop in the lodge all those years ago. As the agent and his unlikely allies race toward Twin Peaks, Dale is outrun by his doppelganger, who uses the coordinates gleaned from the late Major Briggs, reappearing as a disembodied, floating head, because of course, to alley-oop himself right into the sheriff's department parking lot. As the black-eyed phony ingratiates himself with Deputy Andy, Sheriff Frank Truman and the rest of the force, crooked cop Chad Broxford attempts a jailbreak. Meanwhile, the eyeless woman Naito chirps and squawks like an alarm triggered by the evil entity's presence. Then the station's receptionist Lucy blows the fake Coop away after receiving a phone call from the real deal, and Freddie, the superpowered Brit, bashes his cell door right into Chad's face. The whole gang then assemble in the sheriff's office to watch the young Englishman do battle with the black orb imbued with the power and visage of Bob, the maniacal demon responsible for Laura's rape and murder years ago. When the entity's power is shattered, Naito transforms into Diane, the real Diane this time, Cooper's one-time executive assistant and love interest, now with a shock of fire engine red hair. As lights flicker and fade, Cooper, Diane, and Gordon Cole warp into the bowels of Benjamin Horne's Great Northern Hotel, where Dale uses his hotel key to unlock an unmarked door and return to the other side. He's joined by Mike, the one-armed man, whose recitation of the Fire, Walk With Me poem surely sent a chill up every Peaks freak's spine. The White Knight and his guide commune with the spirit of Philip Jeffries, his FBI antecedent, enabling him to witness the last night of Laura's life. But between her tearful goodbye to James and horrendous vows with fate, our hero intercedes, taking her by the hand and leading her right out of the time stream. We flash back to her body, wrapped in plastic on the shore, but it flickers then disappears from view. When the episode shows us the first few minutes of show's premiere, Josie Packard putting on her makeup, Pete Martell telling his wife Catherine he's going fishing, it's a perfectly normal morning, not a corpse in sight. It seems like Coop has succeeded in sparing Laura from her fate. Until we cut to the present-day Palmer home, where we hear an ungodly wailing from her mother Sarah, who suddenly lurches into the frame, throws her daughter's photo to the floor, and stabs it repeatedly with a bottle of booze. The girl herself then vanishes from Cooper's grasp. That's when it cuts to episode 18. And that's when it all goes wrong. Yes, there's one last moment of success for our hero, when Cooper's Tulp reunites with Janie E. and Sonny Jim to live out the rest of his days as Dougie Jones in peace and harmony. But when the actual Dale passes through the lodge, he's reliving many of the same events and exchanges he had during the first few episodes. He winds up in a car with Diane, the two of them willingly passing through some unseen border in the desert. Day turns to night. Coop, acting equal parts like his own noble self and his cold, calculating doppelganger, has sex with his companion in a seedy motel. Laura Dern, by the way, is an absolute marvel in this sequence. Her face is a canvas of love and pain, her hands distorting then covering her lover's face to avoid seeing what's there.